How to make constipation disappear naturally after 60. Real tips that work. You know, there's something no one tells you about getting older. They talk about the gray hairs, the slower steps, the little aches in your knees, but no one ever quite prepares you for the quiet frustrations. The kind that shows up in the most unexpected ways, like waking up in the morning, drinking your tea, going about your day, and realizing you haven't gone to the bathroom in days. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. And it's not exactly dinner table conversation, is it? But here's the truth. If you're over 60 and struggling with constipation, you're not alone. Not even close. I've seen it in my patients. I've heard it in quiet whispers at family gatherings. I've helped friends of my parents navigate it. And believe me, this is more common than anyone admits. But the beautiful thing is, it doesn't have to stay this way. I still remember one morning with my neighbor, Mama Janet, a woman who always reminded me of sunshine in human form. She hadn't been out with her dog in a few days, and I knew something was off. When we finally talked, she gave me this half smile and said, "My body's slowing down even in the bathroom." That moment stuck with me, because here was this vibrant, active woman, suddenly slowed down by something that sounded so small, yet affected everything. Her mood, her sleep, her appetite, her energy. And if that sounds like you, if you've been feeling heavy, bloated, or just not quite right, I want you to know this video was made with you in mind. We're not going to gloss over anything today. We're going to talk about why your body's doing what it's doing, how it changes with age, and most importantly, how you can help yourself feel better using natural, safe, simple habits that won't cost you much but will give you back that sense of control and ease. This isn't going to be one of those quick fix videos with gimmicks or fancy solutions. This is real, from someone who understands the science and sees the humanity behind the symptoms. Every piece of advice I'll share has been practiced in real homes by real people over 60, and it works. So, get comfortable. You're not just going to learn how to relieve constipation. You're going to reconnect with your body in a way that feels empowering, not overwhelming. Whether you're watching this from your couch, your kitchen table, or maybe even the bathroom itself, I'm here with you. Let's take this step together, one small change at a time, until constipation becomes a thing of the past and ease becomes your new normal. 1. Wake up with warm water. I'll never forget something one of my elderly clients once said. "You know, my body is like an old car. If I don't let it warm up before the drive, it just refuses to move." That stuck with me. And she was absolutely right. One of the simplest yet most powerful things you can do to encourage a morning bowel movement is to start your day with a glass of warm water. Not cold, not iced, just warm, like a gentle hug to your stomach from the inside. Think of it this way. Your digestive system has been on pause all night while you slept. Your body isn't in full gear yet. A glass of warm water helps nudge your intestines awake, encouraging movement without shocking the system. Cold water, especially first thing in the morning, can tighten up the muscles in the digestive tract, which may actually slow things down instead of speeding them up. I usually recommend sipping it slowly, not gulping it. Let it coat your insides, wake them up. Some people prefer it plain, others add a squeeze of fresh lemon. The lemon isn't just for taste. It gently stimulates bowel production, which helps your digestive system break down food and move waste along. Others add a small pinch of sea salt, especially if they've been feeling sluggish or dehydrated. If you're someone who tends to wake up feeling bloated, backed up, or even nauseous, warm water can be your new best friend. It hydrates you after a long night without fluids, it softens stool naturally, and it signals your digestive system that the day has started, which helps restore that natural urge to go. Now, don't expect magic after one day. It's not a miracle drink. But when done daily, consistently, it resets your gut's rhythm, especially when paired with movement or a light breakfast. I've seen people go from once-a-week bathroom visits to regular daily relief just by beginning their mornings with warm water. It's that underrated. And the best part? It's free. It's simple. And it works not just in the science books, but in real homes, real kitchens, and real bodies like yours. Try it tomorrow morning. Just warm water and a mug. No distractions, no rush. Sip it. Sit still for a bit. Let your body respond. You might just be surprised how quickly it becomes your favorite part of the day. 2. Walk with intention. There's a huge difference between moving and moving with purpose. I say this gently because I know what it's like, especially as the years go by, to have days where every step feels heavier than it used to. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Your intestines are muscles too. And like every muscle in the body, they get sluggish when you stop using them. Now, I'm not talking about running laps or lifting weights. I'm talking about gentle, deliberate movement. I had a lovely 68-year-old patient who once told me, "I go up and down the corridor at home a few times after breakfast and my bowels say thank you." That's exactly the kind of intentional movement we're talking about. Not rushing to find your glasses, not pacing while on the phone, but actual movement designed to wake up the gut. Here's what happens when you walk, even just for 10 minutes. Your abdominal muscles and diaphragm start moving with you. That motion massages your intestines. It triggers peristalsis, the natural, wave-like movement of your bowels that pushes waste through. And when peristalsis is strong, constipation doesn't stand a chance. Walking after meals is especially helpful. It's an old habit that grandmothers in many cultures have sworn by for generations, and for good reason. After eating, your digestive system begins working, and a little movement helps speed that process along naturally. It's like giving your gut a little nudge saying, "Let's get going." If you have arthritis, balance issues, or just low energy, your movement doesn't have to be outdoors. March in place while holding on to the back of a chair. Try a short loop around your living room every hour. Use a walker if needed. The point is to move with the goal of supporting your digestion, not breaking a sweat or setting records. And let's not forget, movement also helps your mood. I've seen time and again how just 15 minutes of light walking every day improves not just constipation, but also sleep, appetite, and even confidence. Your body may be older, but it still responds beautifully to kindness and consistency. So tomorrow morning, after your warm water, lace up your slippers, grab your cane or walking stick if needed, and take a slow walk. Even if it's just from your front door to your gate and back. Do it again the next day. And the next. Over time, your body will begin to remember how to move not just through space, but from the inside too. And when you start noticing that regular rhythm, that blessed relief, you'll realize it wasn't medicine that fixed it. It was you, one step at a time. 3. Eat real fiber, but balance it. Let's talk about food, specifically the kind that helps your bowels work with you instead of against you. When most people hear eat more fiber, they think of a dusty box of bran flakes or tasteless biscuits from the pharmacy aisle. But real fiber isn't supposed to feel like punishment. When done right, it can actually be one of the most delicious and satisfying parts of your diet. First, it helps to understand that fiber isn't just one thing. There are 2 types, and your body needs both, especially after 60, when your digestive system isn't quite as fast as it used to be. Soluble fiber is like a sponge. When it enters your digestive system, it mixes with water and forms a gel-like consistency. This softens your stool and makes it easier to pass. You'll find soluble fiber in foods like oats, apples, oranges, carrots, sweet potatoes, and beans. I like to say this type of fiber is gentle. It hugs your insides, keeps things soft, and gives your gut time to do its job. Then there's insoluble fiber. This is the broom. It doesn't dissolve in water, but instead adds bulk to your stool and helps everything move through your system faster. You get this kind of fiber from whole wheat bread, brown rice, nuts, seeds, green beans, and vegetables with the skin on. I once worked with an elderly gentleman who swore by boiled unripe plantains and garden eggs with the skin. He didn't know the scientific names, but he instinctively ate a good mix of both fiber types, and he hadn't had constipation in over 10 years. Now, here's something important. Increasing fiber too quickly can backfire. If your diet has mostly been soft white rice, white bread, and lots of processed snacks, don't just switch overnight to heavy vegetables and whole grains. That's a shock to the system. Your gut needs time to adjust. If you load up on fiber without increasing your water intake, you might actually feel more bloated, gassy, and uncomfortable. I recommend starting small. Replace white bread with whole grain bread once or twice a week. Add a handful of grated carrots to your stew or soup. Snack on a small apple with the peel on. Over time, As your gut strengthens, you can build up gradually. The beauty of fiber is that it doesn't just help with constipation. It also keeps your cholesterol in check, balances blood sugar, feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and makes you feel fuller, which helps with weight control too. One of my favorite combinations for seniors is a simple breakfast bowl, a half cup of warm oats, chopped apples, a sprinkle of flaxseed or chia seeds, and a touch of honey. It's nourishing, fiber-rich, and comforting. You don't need exotic foods or supplements. You just need consistent, natural ingredients, the kind your grandmother might have used before processed foods took over our plates. And always pair fiber with water. Think of fiber like a sponge or a broom. Without enough water, the sponge stays dry and the broom can't sweep. But with water, everything flows the way it's meant to. Fiber isn't just about fixing a toilet issue. It's about building a gut that works as gracefully as the rest of you. Steady, reliable, and kind. 4. Use a footstool in the bathroom. This is one of those tips that makes people raise their eyebrows at first until they try it. And once they do, they never look back. Let me take you back to a quiet conversation I had with a woman named Mrs. Bamadiel. She was 73, sharp as ever, and had been struggling with constipation for nearly 8 years. We had tried diet changes, hydration, probiotics. All of it helped a bit. But things still felt stuck. Then she said something that made me smile. I sit there and wait like a stubborn goat and nothing moves. That's when I introduced her to the footstool trick. Here's the science behind it and why it works so well, especially as we age. Your body was designed to eliminate waste in a squatting position. That's how our ancestors did it. When you sit on a standard modern toilet, your knees are often lower than your hips. That creates a sharp angle in your rectum, almost like a kink in a garden hose. When you try to push in that position, you're working against your body's natural design. Now, when you raise your feet on a small stool, even something as simple as a block of wood, a pack of tissue, or a low bucket, your knees lift slightly above your hips. This straightens out the angle in your colon, making the path smoother and helping your body release waste without straining. You're not forcing, you're just allowing. Mrs. Bamadiel tried it with a small step stool she used in her kitchen. She placed it under her feet, leaned forward slightly with her elbows on her knees, and just relaxed. She called me 3 days later. It was the easiest it's ever been. I didn't even need to push. And that's exactly the goal. Straining not only makes constipation worse, it increases the risk of hemorrhoids, pelvic floor issues, and even lightheadedness in seniors. A proper posture reduces all of that. Here's how to do it properly. Place a footstool or steady object under your feet before you sit. Your knees should be slightly higher than your hips. Lean forward slightly with your elbows resting on your thighs. Breathe gently. Don't rush. Don't push too hard. It might feel odd the first time, but your body will adjust. And once it does, it becomes second nature, one of those "why didn't I do this years ago" habits. And remember, you don't need to buy a fancy device. Even a small, firm box or low bucket can do the trick. The goal isn't the product, it's the position. This one change alone has brought relief to so many seniors who had all but given up. It's natural. It's easy. And your body will thank you for finally letting it work the way it was designed to. 5. Lean into natural helpers like prunes. Let's be honest. Prunes have a reputation. And for some reason, people treat them like a last resort or joke food for old folks. But the truth is, prunes are one of nature's most powerful, gentle, and reliable solutions for constipation. And when you understand how they work, they suddenly don't seem silly at all. They seem brilliant. I remember Mr. Ajani, a retired principal in his early 70s. Very proud man. Sharp dresser, always in well-pressed shirts and polished shoes. One day during a casual check-in, he lowered his voice and said, "My food is fine, I walk, I drink water, but I'm still stuck." I asked him, "Have you tried prunes?" And he chuckled. "I'm not that old." We both laughed, but I encouraged him to try just 4 or 5 in the morning with his tea. Within a week, he came back, this time grinning. "Those things work like clockwork," he said. And they do. Here's why. Prunes are rich in sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol that draws water into the intestines and softens the stool. But they also contain insoluble fiber, which, as we discussed earlier, adds bulk and helps move waste through the colon more efficiently. They also carry small amounts of magnesium, which relaxes the muscles of the gut and supports healthy bowel movements. And because prunes are dried plums, they come packed with antioxidants that support your gut lining too. It's a win on every level. Now, the key is not to overdo it. You're not meant to eat a whole bowl in one sitting. Start with 4 or 5 prunes a day. You can eat them plain, soak them overnight, and eat them soft in the morning, or even blend them into a warm drink or smoothie if you prefer. For those with dentures or sensitive teeth, soaking really helps make them easier to chew and digest. They're sweet, chewy, and satisfying, almost like nature's dessert with benefits. I've had clients replace their evening biscuit or sugary snack with a few prunes and feel lighter, less bloated, and more regular within days. And if prunes aren't your thing, dried figs, dates, and raisins also have similar effects, though prunes still remain the most studied and consistently effective. Now, a little word of caution: if you're diabetic or watching your blood sugar, monitor how your body responds, especially since prunes are naturally sweet. But remember, you're not eating a whole packet. Just a few a day is all it takes. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't hidden in complicated treatments. They're already in the fruit basket. Prunes are gentle. They're natural. And for many people over 60, they're the missing link between discomfort and daily relief. So don't knock the power of the prune, embrace it, and give your gut something to smile about. 6. Respect the routine. This is one of those tips that doesn't sound exciting, but ends up being one of the most powerful tools for lasting relief. Let me tell you about Mama Uche. She's 76, lives with her youngest daughter, and every time I visited their home, I noticed something. After breakfast, without fail, she would get up, excuse herself quietly, and head to the bathroom. Same time, every day. And she would say, "My body knows when it's time." That's not magic. That's a trained routine. The digestive system is like a baby. It loves rhythm. It performs best when it knows what to expect and when to expect it. But most of us, over the years, stop listening to our natural cues. We rush, we postpone, we go only when it's convenient. Eventually, the body stops sending signals altogether. And then things slow down. Training your bowels is possible, even after 60. It just takes consistency and patience. Start by choosing a time when your body is naturally more active. For most people, it's about 20 to 30 minutes after breakfast. When the gastrocolic reflex kicks in, that's your body's way of saying, "Food's coming in, time to make space." Even if you don't feel the urge, go sit on the toilet at the same time every morning. No phones, no distractions. Sit in a comfortable position, ideally with a footstool under your feet, and just breathe. Give your body about 10 minutes. This quiet time helps reset your internal rhythm, and over days or weeks, your brain and bowels will start cooperating again. Now, the mistake many people make is rushing the process. If nothing happens in 3 days, they give up. But your body isn't a machine. It needs a little time to unlearn years of irregularity. Keep showing up. Keep creating the opportunity for your system to respond. And it will. And please, never ignore the urge to go. That one delay, that "I'll do it later," teaches your body to hold it in. Over time, your muscles weaken, and the signal becomes weaker too. If you're outside the house, plan your day so you're near a bathroom when needed. Make it a priority, the same way you'd never ignore hunger or thirst. Many seniors who followed this routine faithfully for just 2 to 3 weeks have reported less bloating, more frequent urges, and a sense of lightness that they hadn't felt in years. And here's a bonus tip. Keep a little tracker or a notebook nearby. Write down what time you go, what you ate, how it felt. This helps you notice patterns and stay accountable without overthinking it. Your body is always trying to find balance. Respecting a routine is a way of saying, "I'm listening now. I'm showing up." And with time, your body will start to show up for you too. 7. Calm the gut-brain connection. Most people don't realize this, but your belly listens to your mind more than you think. When you're worried, angry, grieving, or anxious, your gut doesn't just sit quietly. It tightens. It slows down. It holds everything in. I saw this clearly with Uncle Dipo, a soft-spoken, 69-year-old retired accountant who'd never had trouble going to the toilet until his younger brother fell seriously ill. Suddenly, he was constipated for 5 days straight. We had done everything right. He was drinking water, eating fiber, walking every evening. But nothing moved. He looked me in the eye and said, "My mind is not at rest. And I think my stomach feels it." And he was right. There's something called the gut-brain axis. It's a direct line of communication between your digestive system and your nervous system. When the mind is in distress, your digestive tract slows down. That's not a theory. That's biology. You might have noticed this yourself. During stressful times, whether it's financial worries, loneliness, grief, or tension with family, you suddenly find yourself bloated, backed up, or just uncomfortable. It's your body protecting itself, going into what's called fight or flight mode. But during that mode, digestion is the first thing your body pauses, because it thinks you're in danger. So, how do we fix this? The answer isn't always in medicine. Sometimes the answer is calm. Start with deep breathing, not just any kind of breathing, but slow, mindful breaths. Try this. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it for 4. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Do this for 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes before bed. It signals your body to relax. And when your body relaxes, your digestive system turns back on. Gentle music, soft lighting, and even sitting quietly in nature, all these simple things help rebalance your nervous system. One woman I worked with started taking 10 quiet minutes each day to sit by her window, drink warm tea, and listen to birdsong. She called it her gut prayer time. And believe it or not, it worked better than any laxative she'd ever used. If prayer or meditation is part of your life, lean into that. Spiritual peace often brings physical peace too. Also, limit overstimulation before bedtime. No news, no heavy conversations, no screens flashing in your face. A calm nervous system supports deep rest, and deep rest is when your body heals and resets. And if you're holding on to stress from relationships, old grief, or worries that keep circling your mind, talk to someone. A friend, a counselor, even journaling helps. Let your emotions flow, because when you do, your digestion often follows. Your gut is not just where food is processed, it's where emotions linger. Healing constipation sometimes begins by simply giving your heart and mind a bit of compassion and stillness. The gut-brain connection is real, but it's not something to fear, it's something to work with. When you begin calming your thoughts, your body responds with ease. And sometimes that quiet, inner calm is the very thing your bowels have been waiting for.